Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, January 30th, 2023 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi, and our energy mantra for today is I allow my experience to show me where I need to evolve my sense of innovation. So that is what came to me as I looked at this week ahead. It was like, this is the week of innovation. You know how they have astro books and it's like, you were born this week, like the week of curiosity or the week of the detective. This is the week of innovation. I don't know if that's true in any given book. That is just what I heard, and as I looked at the astro, is what it felt like. So we're gonna dig into that. What we're looking at for this week ahead is a building into a square between the sun in Aquarius and Uranus. And Uranus rules the sign of Aquarius. So it's like spy versus spy, or Uranus versus Uranus. And the thing is, when we have a square, the challenge often is that both sides are wanting to go in the same direction. Like we have an arrow, we have a point with a square. So it's like we want to go this way, we want to meet up here, but both have different ways about it. And as you've seen in the world, when we have two people have two different ways of going about things, there's conflict. And it's the same thing energetically when it comes to planets. There can be conflict. And so there's building challenge in and through this square that we'll be feeling later in the week. But the interesting energy is that both are innovative. There's that word again. And between that and the moon in Gemini today, and preparing to meet up with Mars in Gemini later today, there is so much mental power, mental energy that can help fuel ideas, innovation, change, shift, liberation in and through this energy. Your work is to stay present. Your work is to notice when the mind starts whirring out of control. Your work is to know that innovation is possible, and your work is to know that in any given situation that is showing up for you this week, it is giving you clues towards your innovation, or clues as to what needs innovation. So I would say especially pay attention to your frustrations this week, as they will help guide you in the right direction. The other note that I want to make is that we are building to a full moon in Leo on Sunday. So next Sunday, February 5th, finishing up January and moving into February. Almost complete with our first month of 2023. How crazy is that? This energy is bringing in the full spirit of love. And so you may need to use that as part of your innovation policy, your innovation process for this week as well. In fact, the Lovers is at the top of the deck for today. I do have to say about the Lovers card is that before that full moon, we are going to have Venus in Pisces squaring with Mars in Gemini. So more of that square energy of like, I don't know if we're going to go this way or this way, right? But if we can allow love to guide us, we're going to find a beautiful balance in these energies. So for today, you might feel a little out of balance with the moon in Gemini, sun in Aquarius, really strong mental energies. I wrote about it this weekend. In fact, the Nine of Swords card that I posted on Sunday is really potent energy for this week ahead. Moon in Gemini reminds us to stay curious, keep our my family would say, keep your bunny ears up. And that's like, hey, keep your spirits up. But really, to me, it's like, pay attention to what's coming through the ethers, bunny ears up. Listen, and also recognize that you don't have to take everything as truth, right? Notice what resonates with you, where you're at. Keep an open mind, but an open mind can, sort through these Yes, this resonates. No, this doesn't resonate. That's part of the lesson of the Aquarius in this. Like, yes, this feels true in my soul. This feels so good. Versus, there is no place in me where that resonates. And those things, put off to the side. But notice those things that really like, that feel like jello inside you. Come together, full cohesiveness. I don't know where that came from, but that's what I heard. Moon in Gemini is going to be squaring Venus, preparing us for that Mars-Venus square coming down the line. And this may be where we hear something that maybe gels, but maybe goes against our values. And so this may be some decisions we're having to make within ourselves, whether we honor our values or go off in this new direction. Now, the Astro right now is like, honor your values, but sometimes we need a little hint of information that can help shift or even strengthen our values. So keep that in mind. Innovation, there's a way through all of this. Moon in Gemini, also connecting with Jupiter, midday, Jupiter in Aries. This is a sextile energy. It's really strong creative vibes in this. This is echoing last week's Mars-Jupiter connection. Was it Mars and Jupiter last week? I don't think so. I think that's in my head that I'm saying Mars and Jupiter, but I'm looking. Yeah, Mars and Jupiter have not connected. So it wasn't that. Maybe it was the moon. It must have been the moon in Jupiter. But that's what it is. Yeah, moon and Jupiter in Aries. But today we have, that's what it is, Mars, Jupiter. So Mars in Gemini, Jupiter in Aries energy. There's so many directions this can go. Hopefully it strengthens your support of your I am energy, loving on yourself. However, it can bring up the dander. It can bring up your frustration energies. So be aware of that. If you suddenly are feeling a little aggro, notice where you're not supporting yourself and see where you can bring yourself some support in this energy. And that leads to the moon and Mars later in the afternoon. So if you go down the path of not supporting what is true for you, you really may find yourself building some temper tantrum energy. And that might be part of this like moment to moment card, right? We have the lovers, but it's like the moment to moment. Part of the lovers is you loving on yourself. So be here now. Process in the moment. Am I showing up for myself? Am I loving myself? Am I supporting myself? That energy is a big energy overall in 2023 to keep on top of. But by the end of the evening, sun and moon will be connecting in a trine. So we'll go to bed happily ever after, right? Speaking of going to bed, this energy is not necessarily conducive for sleep. So taking time to ground, journal, get the mental energies out, and be ready to take sleep support, just because when the mental energies spike like this, sleep is one of those things that goes out the window. Nervous system may also feel very stimulated in this energy. So card-wise, week of innovation. We've got change energy afoot. And Mars is finally starting to like chug along. Mars has reached 10 degrees finally today. So these changes are going to be coming in. Keep in mind the changes that you wanted to make in your life. Are you standing by these energies actionally and doing those moment by moment? Speaking of taking care of yourself, I have the politics card in reverse, which is reminding you, truly, in the world that we're building, you don't have to be anybody but yourself. So stop putting on those masks. Stop pretending. How can you be true? How can you speak your truth? How can you show up, love yourself, honor yourself in the world? So, leaving that here for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and honor your values. Namaste.